Hello there again. And this talk today is called Talk on How the Subconscious Mind Dictates Your Reality and Experience. Now, this is very important because, what we're seeing just now with, for example, let's take the virtue signaler. The person that they wear their mask, they're outside a shop, they use hand sanitizer, looking around them, seeing if other people are saying, look, I'm a good person, I do whatever I'm told. Now, what is dictating that way of thinking and that virtue signaling behaviour, taking the knee as another example, is the subconscious mind, the unconscious self. Now, it's trauma that makes someone seek attention. There's a very good doctor, you can find him on YouTube, on the internet, Dr. Gabor Mate. And that's what he says, and he talks about asthma and how asthma comes from either at birth or before birth, it's trauma. And when a baby is or before birth even, is at they're at very critical stages, very delicate. So it only takes one little thing to go wrong, and that then becomes the unconscious self in that person. So, let's take the virtue signaler again. They're doing all this stuff to get attention. Now, why is it that they're seeking attention? Well, because the unconscious self is wanting attention. The unconscious self obviously feels it doesn't get enough attention, right? So it's trying to do that kind of stuff to get attention, meaning it's wanting love, right? So it means that there's a lack of love in a lot of people. There's a lack of self-love. There's a big lack of self-love. And if you look at most people, a lot of people feel they need someone in their life to complete them. They need to drink alcohol at the weekend. They need to have another baby. It's all these needs, right? They can't just be as they are because they don't love themselves as they are. And if you're telling yourself you don't love yourself as you are, you're always going to do things to get that love. And this is the psychology behind the virtue signaler. I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist, but I had an unexpected spiritual awakening. And what happens then, you all the unconscious self comes in, but also I watch doctors on the internet and audiobooks from all different people and doctors as well, and psychiatrists and stuff. So, but it's very simple. Once you understand how it works, that we have an unconscious, you have an unconscious self dictating your experience. That's the subconscious mind. And that subconscious mind then becomes your conscious mind. It's like people that believe in the spirit world. When you die, your unconscious, subconscious mind will then become that conscious experience. So that's why it's very, very important to feed your subconscious or your conscious mind good things and try and train that unconscious self for your next experience. And so, yeah, that's what dictates the whole experience. And, go back to the virtue signaler. And the virtue signaler is a perfect example of someone who's traumatized. And they're that traumatized that they've been triggered. There's a thing called trauma-based mind control. And I'm not going to talk too much about that because I'm going into the realms of system controlling people, and I don't want to do that but you can look that up yourself, do your own research. I'm just not allowed to talk about it. certain things. I mean, I had two strikes against me. I've had two strikes against me on YouTube, so I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to, even on my website the other day, I got, because it's a web builder I'm with. It's a website company, and so I got a notice saying what I can and cannot say. So it's not right, it's wrong, but this is how these leftists are. And again, this relates to what I'm talking about. The psychology behind the leftist. What is it? Well, if you look at the leftist, which in politics is a certain personality that you have to be. Now that personality is very narcissistic. Now what? Go away from the leftists for a minute now. What makes a narcissist a narcissist? It's insecurity, and it's trauma, which manifests itself as insecurity and fear, and that manifests the narcissist. That's why you get people that they'll say things they'll say things that is not even true. They'll say things to you that's not even true, and that's because of their own trauma within them. They'll insult you, say things, because of their own fears, and the trauma manifests itself as that. So, and that's what creates narcissistic behavior, and ultimately full-blown narcissists, right? But the way to heal this is to focus on the narcissist within you, which is the unconscious self. If we all did that instead of demonizing narcissists, as soon as you demonize a narcissist, know that that's the unconscious self. When I do that, I know that that's my inner narcissist, i.e. the unconscious self. So that's how you can heal these traumas. Every time you react, or your way to demonize, your way to criticize, at that moment, capture that feeling and feel that, meditate upon it, and then you're getting into the trauma, right? It's like you're in that, when you meditate on your traumas at that moment, it's like you're able to feel them, but without, you're feeling them, but it's like you're not traumatized by them. Yet you're feeling why you're behaving this way, and the reaction. And then by understanding it, what happens is, once you understand it, you then, mindfulness meditation helps you to understand on the solution to this problem. And then you realize that to just be compassionate with yourself, and forgive yourself. And then when you do that, you then have compassion and empathy and love towards others. So at that moment of being judgmental, that is a trauma right there, that reaction to want to be judgmental towards someone, you see? So that's what it is. It's like I contacted two women, I've said this before, last year, from my past, and just got, I didn't have any problems with anyone, and and just to show there's no hard feelings. And one of them was quite disrespectful. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up, because that's an example of trauma. That's an example of trauma being ignited by an external person. And so what she did was, dish out disrespect. And what that is, at that moment, the way to heal yourself, in that moment you feel that, if you need to do it, then forgive yourself. But at that moment, what you should do is, at that moment, you're a way to react, meditate upon that feeling, and that's how you heal it. You see, and then once you start to heal yourself within, you'll start to dish out better behavior towards other people. Narcissistic behavior comes from, like I say, it comes from trauma, And so the solution to this problem is to heal our traumas, right? And you do that, like I say, by at that moment you're aware to react and meditate upon it, and you go into the trauma. And meditation, like I say, allows you to go into the trauma without being traumatized by it. That's the beauty of meditation. And forgiving yourself is very important also. And then what you're doing is you're healing your unconscious self, the subconscious mind. And you're creating a healthier subconscious mind. Because it's all about, remember, you're only here on this planet for a while, and it's all about creating a subconscious mind. Because when you die, that subconscious mind becomes your conscious mind, becomes your conscious self. So it's about creating the best experience when you die, the afterlife, if you believe in that. That's my dog, just in case you wanted to know who was barking there. That's my dog. And on that note, I think I'll just leave it there, just in case he's going to bark again. So I don't want to ruin this talk, but I'm just going to leave it there. For latest updates and talks and news and research, please do visit my website at www.lovelikefamily.com. Thank you.